Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Many of you called me and asked me to do videos on environmental science as well as science subject. So if I get a time, I will be doing both the videos. So today I got an opportunity to do a video on environmental science for paper 1, and this topic will also be covered for paper 2 in the natural resources topic, right? So here, before starting the concept, I would like to request you all to like my page, to like my YouTube channel, as well as to subscribe for my YouTube channel. Your likes and your subscription encourages me to do more videos. Please like and subscribe. So let us begin our first topic with the environmental science, that is, what is environment? So what is environment means the the surroundings around us. The surroundings around us is nothing but a environment. What is environment? The surroundings which is around us, it is called environment. So in the environment, in the paper 1, we basically have the components of environment. So in the environment, we have various components like living components, non-living components. How these living and non-living components interact. So this also balances the environment. So that we are going to study in the first chapter. So our first chapter will be ecosystem, that is interaction between the components of the environment. So here ecosystem means what? It consists of all living organism along with the non-living components and the interaction. For example, plant. Okay, for the growth of plant it needs water, right? Plant is a living organism. Water is a non-living component. If water is not there, plant will not grow. So there will be an interaction between living and non-living component. That interaction is called as ecosystem. So in ecosystem we have two types. Okay, it is classified into two types. The first one is natural ecosystem. The second one is artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem means what? As the name indicates, natural means this is a naturally formed ecosystem. It is not man-made. So natural ecosystem we have forests, desert, grasslands, mountains, ponds, lakes, rivers, oceans, etc. Artificial ecosystem means what? The environment is created by a man for his satisfaction, for his profit, or for his enjoyment. So that is gardens, parks, crop fields, aquarium, zoo. So these all are man-made ecosystems. Okay, the ecosystem is broadly classified into natural and artificial ecosystem. The next one, when we come to the components of a ecosystem, components means what? Components andre a composition, what the ecosystem is made up of. So the ecosystem is made up of two main components. The first one is biotic, the second one is abiotic components. Biotic means what? Bio refers to living. Okay, so living components are called biotic components. Non-living components are called as abiotic components. So when we come to the definition of biotic components, these are the living components like plants, animals, microorganisms. They consist of producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers means they prepare their own food. Okay, with the help of photosynthesis. That those organisms are called producers. Consumers means which depend on producers for their food. Okay, decomposers means which act on dead producers and consumers. Okay, so for example, producers we can take example as a green plants. Green plants prepare its own food using photosynthesis, right? Consumers we can take herbivores like deer, which get food from plants, right? Then carnivores also we can take, which get food from the herbivore, which Tiger we can take. Tiger eats deer. Deer eats plant. Here plant is a producer. Deer is a consumer. Tiger is also a consumer. Okay. So consumers are directly or indirectly depend on the producers for their food. The next one is decomposers. In decomposers, we will get the microorganisms. Decomposer consists of microorganisms which decompose, which break down the dead plants and animals into simpler substances. Why they have to broken down into simpler substances? So that they will be absorbed by the soil and again it will be used by the plants. Okay. So here the decomposers convert organic substances into inorganic substances. I repeat, decomposers convert organic substances into inorganic substances. The next one is abiotic components. Abiotic components means what? These are non-living components we can say. So the non-living components are air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, wind. So without these non-living components, the living components cannot, we can say, mm, cannot stay alive, we can say, right? Because water is very essential, air is essential, we need oxygen, soil is essential for the plant growth. Sunlight is essential for photosynthesis, temperature, wind. So these all are directly or indirectly responsible for the uh, what we can say life of the living components. Okay. Then the next concept is food chain. So what is food chain? As the name indicates, it is a chain of a food. Means how the food is eaten by the organisms. Okay, so here a food chain is flow of food. It is a flow of food from one organism to other organism. Okay, they usually start with the producer. As producer prepare its own food, so what happens here? It usually starts with the producer and ends with the carnivore, or we can say sometimes decomposer. For example, here we will take this is a grass. Grass is eaten by a cricketer or a grasshopper. Grasshopper is eaten by a bird. Bird is eaten, sorry, okay, mm, fine. So, grass is eaten by grasshopper, grasshopper is eaten by bird, bird is eaten by snake. So, here there is a chain of a food, flow of food, chain of a flow of food which is called food chain. So we have various examples in that. Grass is a producer which can prepare its own food, so it is eaten by deer. Okay, so deer directly eats the grass, so it is called as primary consumer. Okay, now deer is eaten by lion. So according to the position of a grass, the position of lion is second, so it is secondary consumer. It is secondary consumer. Now the other example, grass. Grass is eaten by insect. So insects directly eats the grass. So it is primary consumer. Insect is eaten by a frog. So in the view of a grass, frog is a second organism. So it is secondary consumer. Next we have frog is eaten by snake. In according to the grass, the snake is a third organism. So it is a tertiary consumer. Okay, like this, the flow of food energy from one organism to another organism is called as food chain. Okay, so here also grass is there, which is the producer. It is eaten by a moth. Moth is eaten by frog. Frog is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by hawk or eagle. So these are the examples of food chain. So each stage in a food chain, grass is one first stage, moth is second stage, frog is third stage. So each stage or each step in a food chain is called as trophic level. Each steps in a food chain is called as trophic level, we can say. Okay, next. Okay, so here we have sample food chains, as you can see, pictorial pitch in the form of picture. So here Primary consumer plant. So plant is eaten by herbivore. Herbivore is eaten by carnivore. Carnivore is again eaten by other carnivore. Carnivore. So minimum or maximum four stages will be there in each food chain. Okay. So this is terrestrial food chain. Terrestrial food chain means what? The food chain which occurs on land. So when you consider the mouse, the snake, the eagle, so these all are the land animals. These all are the land animals. These will not live in water. So when we consider a food chain in water we will be having small plants inside the water, which is called phytoplankton. So these phytoplankton have the ability to photosynthesize, means have the ability to prepare their own food. So they will be the producers in the water or in the marine andre samudra. Okay. Then phytoplankton will be eaten by zooplankton. Zooplankton means very small animals present inside the water. Then zooplanktons are eaten by small fishes. Small fishes are eaten by big fishes. Big fishes will be eaten by dolphin or whale. So like this, what happens? The food chain also takes place in the water body or in the aquatic body, we can say. Right? So in terrestrial only we have grassland ecosystem. Ecosystem is also called biome. Ecosystem is also called biome. Okay. So in grassland, primary producer grass, primary consumer grasshopper, secondary consumer rat, tertiary consumer snake, quaternary consumer hawk. So same in a pond ecosystem. In a pond, what happens? Pond means in Kannada we can say as halla. Okay. Algae. Then algae will be eaten by larva of mosquito. Larva of mosquito is eaten by dragonfly insect. Dragonfly insects will be eaten by fish. Fishes will be eaten by raccoon. So like this, the food chain will be present in all the ecosystems, we can say. These are the various examples of food chain. So always the producers will be the plants, and the food chain varies up to 4 or 5th organism. Next one we have regarding food web. It is nothing but group of food chain. Group of several connected food chain is called as food web, we can say. What is a food web? It is a connection of different food chain. For example, here you can see this is a plant. Plant is eaten by insect. Plant is eaten by grasshopper. Plant is eaten by the larvas of other insects or the other insects, we can say. So this insect is eaten by this bug. Bug is eaten by bird. This plant is eaten by grasshopper. Grasshopper will be eaten by bird. This larva same bird. So like this, the bird in the tertiary, in the secondary consumer will be having many options. Okay. So it is nothing but a series or a interconnected connection between the food chains. Sometimes it may eat bugs in the food chain. Sometimes this may eat grasshopper from this food chain. Sometimes this may eat larva from this food chain. So like this, what happens? The interconnection between different food webs is called as, sorry, the interconnection between different food chain is called as food web. Then, as I said earlier, what is trophic level? Each step in a food chain is called as trophic level. So, as the food flow takes place during the food chain, so every stage or at every step, the energy of the food, the energy of the food goes on decreasing. The energy of the food flow goes on decreasing. Okay. So how it will decrease? What is the law behind it? That all we are going to learn in the next session. Until that, take care. Have a nice day. Please don't forget to like my YouTube channel as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel so that it encourages me to do more videos and help you all. Okay. Until that, take care. Have a nice day. Bye bye.